Hello, we are live. Hi there. I'm Alex Barker, founder and CEO of the Happy Farm D. I'm very excited tonight because we're going to be sharing with you a lot of our learned lessons from networking, helping pharmacists get into careers and jobs they love using their network, using an indispensable tool that they have through research based and really industry insider secrets. So with that, I want to get started. Now, this is live. So if you're watching this future, hello from the future. But with us today is probably going to be some people putting in comments, putting in questions, and I will be posting those throughout. So if you see those, that's what that is. And if you do have a question in the future, hey, please put it in a comment below. We'll be happy to get with you. And so this is live. Be sure to turn off notifications because the things we're going to be sharing tonight, again, are condensed lessons we've learned from helping now over 1,700 different pharmacists and students in our industry. We're pretty excited because a lot of the things we'll be teaching tonight have helped many people get jobs after they have clarity about the career path they want to get down into. And so, okay, let's jump in. So, overview of what we're going to be sharing today. We're going to be going over the why, the how, the who, and the what. Why should you be networking? I think everyone knows, but we have some interesting insights to share about those who really benefit the most from networking. And it's not just extroverts, okay? I'm a recovering extrovert. I've become more introverted as I got older. So it's not just extroverts that are really good at it. Hillary Blackburn, I'm calling you out. She's really good at it. The how do you go about networking? What should be your approach to get the most benefit out of doing it? And then the who should you be connecting with in order to find those job opportunities? It isn't your friends and family. It isn't your alumni, although that is certainly a part of it. And then finally, the what. What should you say? And then we're going to jump into LinkedIn and do a little bit of case study and taking some Q&A along the way. Look, all of this is brought to you by the Happy Farm D. I don't know why I said it that way, but we have taken a lot of cues from our clients, our pharmacists that we work with, helping them find those kinds of jobs that are out there. We've taken a lot of cues from failed attempts at networking and what people can do differently. And we're going to be sharing those lessons here tonight with you. And so, or in the future. So with that, let's jump right in. So if you're here live, I'd love to know, how will networking help you? What are you hoping to get out of it? You know, a lot of people, and you can put this in the chat if you'd like. A lot of people say things like, well, always want to be open to new opportunities, or point blank, I am looking for a new job, so I want to connect with new people. And others just know the secret that, well, your network is your net worth. And for me, I'll be honest with you, you don't know what you don't know. I've learned from a young age that it comes down to expanding your horizons, having a diverse set of opinions, and having truly a board of advisors, people that you can meet online for free to give you great opinions and different perspectives on the work that you're doing, whether it's in your day job or in the next job that you want to get into. We'll be hopefully posting some of those comments as things go on. I think there's a little bit of a delay. So why network? Well, one of our cornerstones in our company is this book. It's called Career Development and Counseling. It is like, you can't see how thick it is from that. I should have taken a picture of the book. I believe it's on my bookshelf way over here. It's thick, okay? Thicker than the Bible, thicker than any document any textbook you've probably ever had to buy. And it condenses years and years of career research. And I think they sum it up best as to why people should network. It is one of the most important variables in job search and coping with job loss is job seeking support. Seeking support through who you're surrounded by, who you're with. And Jill here, hey Jill, it's nice to hear from you. She's an independent consultant who continuously needs to find work. And I also really like learning what others are doing in my field, and it helps me be more effective. Yeah, of course. Jill and I actually got to meet at a conference in Scotland. That was a little bit of networking. And in fact, I think she reached out to me, if I recall correctly. And then I got connected to her husband, who's also an entrepreneur. We've talked over the years. It's the power of networking, right? Those who network, according to research that I don't need to show you the references, are more likely to get promoted. They are more likely to find out about job opportunities that are not posted. Those who consistently network are more likely to get job offers. They are more likely to gain support when unexpected job loss happens. They are more likely to be referred for jobs. It is really, why network? It's a healthy habit. We're all health practitioners here. We should be taking care of ourselves. When it comes down to it, we all know to have a healthy body and to have a healthy life, exercise and diet, right? It's not rocket science. Even though sometimes I think it is. When I look at my dad gut, we know what to do when it comes to having a healthy career or business for Jill. And it comes down to making it consistent, healthy habit where it's not going to the gym once on New Year's Eve and lifting weights for a week and then not going back ever again until the next year. That's what most people do when it comes to networking, because they think, oh, I'm sick of my job. I got to go find a new one. And so they go to the gym, the networking gym of LinkedIn, and they pump out the messages and they get discouraged about usually a few days, if not a week later. And they go, man, I'm not really seeing a whole lot happen. And as Janan shares, who is the founder of Salam Storytime, networking is about building strong connections. Absolutely. Thanks, Janan. I'm sure you're logged in a different account. And so why network? It's one of the best. It's just like my Tim Olbrich, good friend, who's I'm going to mention here in a little bit, would say that it's just like a 401k. You constantly are putting away not a lot of money, $100 here, $100 there, $1,000 here or there, and you're putting that away for one day when you will want it when you retire, right? It's just a little bit of time. And so when I think about my own career, I'm here talking about this now really from a place of expertise about networking because I've been doing it for so long, but that's not where I started. I was not an extrovert in pharmacy school. Maybe I had extroverted tendencies, but I didn't participate in associations. I was maybe involved in name, but I didn't really, do much. I didn't help. I didn't lead. And, here's a picture of me in my final year of pharmacy school. I had other priorities. That's a baby. If you can't see, I'm going to make it bigger. I had a child that final year of pharmacy school. And so, I was stricken by other priorities, and pharmacy, my career really wasn't one of them for a lot of different reasons. But that year that I had my first child, Izzy, I read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I got them because I saw it at every garage sale. And by the 7th time, I was like, okay, I've seen this at every garage sale. I'm going to get it. It's 25 cents, whatever. Right. Because we used to garage sale all the time for our first kid. And I read that book and I realized, wow, I've been a jerk for most of my life and career. Very selfish, very self-centered. And this book kind of like it was my coming to Jesus moment. It was the shining light. It was like, oh wow, I need to live this way. I need to do this. Unfortunately, to my regret, I kind of did it too late. It really hindered because I wasn't active, because I wasn't networking while in school. I didn't have a whole lot of connections. Some connections that I did have, I didn't really have strong ties with. I didn't make a big impact in them. In fact, sometimes I actually burned some bridges just because I didn't make great connections. That's where I was. But now where I am today is a concerted, constant effort of talking to people, making an effort to have conversations and build relationships. And because of that, I've been able to meet some amazing people. Tim Ulbrich, I'm sure some of you guys have heard of him, founder of Your Financial Pharmacist. A great man, responsible for many hires in my team. Shout out to Jackie Boyle. Brittany Hoffman Eubanks, founder of Banner Medical. Again, someone who I rely upon in times of need or when I just need some advice or commiserate about entrepreneur life. Lauren Castle, founder of Functional Medicine Pharmacy Association. Brian Fung, co-founder of Pharmacy Informatics Academy. And some of these people here are, I would have never have met them had I not utilized LinkedIn, had I not made an effort to reach out and have conversations. And really, because of that, because of this effort, I've been able to hire all these amazing people. I thought about putting their names on here, but there was just too many, and I didn't have enough time or patience to get all their names in here. But these beautiful, wonderful people all work within our company at the Happy Farm D. And these are world-class, amazing people that do great work with us. And I'm honored that I get to work with them. But it would have never happened if I didn't like open up my eyes, open up who I could be, and be open to new opportunities. And because of them, because of my network, I was able to leave my day job in 2018 and do this kind of work full time. The most meaningful work I've ever been able to produce by helping pharmacists create inspiring careers and lives through career coaching and career classes and development. It's a dream come true, but it isn't just me. It's mostly the team. It's mostly all these awesome people. But because of really the approach, the why, or the kind of snippeting the how is helping these people. By helping enough people, you in turn can get more of what you want. I'm butchering Zig Ziglar's famous quote, which is basically that. If you help enough people in life, you will get what you want. And it's helped me get more freedom. This is a picture from a couple of years ago with my two little girls at a national park, Yellowstone. That's Yellowstone. And I was able to go around the country and hang out with them for a few months. I would have never been able to do that if it wasn't for my network. So why is it so hard, though? We've talked about it. Why is it hard? Why is it hard? Well, I asked this question on LinkedIn about a week ago. Over 500 people responded, and it's all hard across the board. I was actually surprised by this. I thought one thing would kind of be the winner, but what to say or ask is the most challenging. Who to reach out to, cold calling, the first message, what do you say? It's all hard. It's all challenging sometimes. And I think it's hard because it's becoming all about you. I love this meme. I don't know why, but it's a focus on ourselves. And I think the reason why so many pharmacists feel like it's sleazy to network is because it feels pushy to push yourself into someone else's space and expect a conversation. And usually the message goes something like, "Hello, Miss Pharmacist. I ran across your name because you work at X company. X company is really interesting, and I see that they have a job posting. I have a background in doing this XYZ, and I think that would be a great fit at your company. I would love to talk to you at your earliest convenience." It's direct, it's to the point, but that kind of message is oh so common, and it's cringy. It's gross. No one wants to receive a message like that, and most people don't want to send a message like that. I think the reason why networking feels so nasty is because you feel like you're asking something from someone without establishing any rapport. And I want everyone to stop it. I know I need to get a bigger megaphone and I need to just go to conferences and start screaming this out because it happens all the time. It happens to us, happens to me. I just got a message. I'm going to show it later because it really makes me giggle. I won't show the name, but I get these messages and it does more harm than good. You become an easy no to someone else when you send a message like that. So how do you network? What is the approach? Well, from what the career literature says, from what many books have said over and over again about networking, it's really simple. It's about giving value first. Giving value first. One reason why this approach is easier is because when you are giving first, it's that much easier for a person to respond to that and usually respond positively. I know it's a way of the past now, but when I grew up, there were malls and you would go there and they would give out free samples in the hopes that you would come in and buy more of whatever that is. Those companies were giving first. Yes, of course, they want you to do some sort of interaction, but by giving first, they're enticing you to at least give it a shot, give it a try. And I think this approach is easily done through networking. When you network, by giving first, you can do anything from volunteering to help someone, calling to see if you could provide insight or support or expertise on a matter, and doing simply frankly what we recommend everyone do. The easiest way to give value is the compliment and not asking for anything in return. When we lay out these strategies in our courses or in our coaching calls, and people get kind of stuck on the actual particular strategies of what to network and what to say, they get caught up in what they want. And they feel stuck by saying things like, well, I need to say this. I need to ask for this. But if you would just focus on what they want, and even giving them a way out to say, if you're busy, don't respond. Don't worry about responding. I mean, that alone is worth its weight in gold, because people who are doers, people who are givers, they are busy people. And one more message on an already busy person's life can feel like a torment. In fact, when our team was smaller, I would receive on LinkedIn hundreds of messages, and it became so burdensome that I stopped checking them. And so you can stand out simply by focusing on them first. Focus on what they want. We'll do some practical tactics here in a little bit about how to do that. through a case study. But this is the approach. Actually, one of the, I wouldn't say foundational, but like one of the books that really popularized this idea was Adam Grant's book, Givers and Takers. Adam Grant is probably one of the leading thoughts on like organizational development, if you haven't heard of him. Great TED Talk, I believe. I'm pretty sure he has a TED Talk. Anyways, he talks about, oh man, there's a fly in here. He talks about this idea of givers and takers. And when people want to take first, they have a scarcity mindset and they are less likely to succeed in life. They're less likely to make more money. They're less likely to do all these things. But those that give first, they are more likely to succeed. They're more likely to get promotions. They're more likely to find new job opportunities or be given those opportunities because they focus on helping other people first. This should work out well for pharmacy because we love helping people. We love giving. We love trying to see where they're at in life and how we can help. Now, in the context of finding a job, this is a little bit more challenging, requires more finesse, but LinkedIn actually can make this pretty easy. More on that in a little bit, because should you just message anybody? Should you just talk to anyone out there? Like the manager of the company that you want to work at, or a pharmacist that works there, or technicians, or your mother, or your college friends? Who gives the most value? Who should you reach out to? Well, the most recent literature shows some really interesting facts, and I actually shared a post earlier today on LinkedIn about this concept. And it's that the post was something like, according to LinkedIn's internal surveys that they do, for those people that get new jobs, only 11% of them had a first degree connection. First degree connection. If you don't know the difference on LinkedIn, first degree connections are people that you are connected to. You probably have worked with them. You met them at a conference. Maybe you went to school with them. A second degree connection is someone you don't know, but is connected to your first degree network. And your third degree net connections that you would see on LinkedIn are those that are connected to second degree, but you're not connected to them. And a long time ago, it used to be hard to connect with those people. According to LinkedIn and according to career research, the most valuable connections to make are your second degree network. It's not those around you who you know. They are actually less likely to recommend you for a job. Wait, what? What? Why is that? How could that be? Well, we could dive into the science, but the truth is your first degree network actually has more at risk to recommend you for a job than the second degree network. What? Why? How is that? Well, what's interesting about this is that when you recommend a friend to a job, there is more at stake emotionally for that recommendation. There's more at stake for the failure of the event. So if you recommend someone and they don't get the job, how will they think about me? How will they reflect upon me, that rejection? Will it be my fault in their eyes? If they succeed and they get the job, maybe you don't want them working there. Maybe it's actually your place of employment and you can't imagine working with that person. When it's a first degree connection, there is more at risk. Now, this isn't totally true in LinkedIn now because it's so easy to connect with people that you may have never had a conversation with them, but it's easier to explain that way. Your friends, your family, the people that you hang out with, the people that you know, they are not as good at referring you to jobs. It's your second degree. It's who they know, because those connections have very little to lose when providing opportunities, new job opportunities or openings. They're indifferent. You know, if you succeed or you fail, it doesn't emotionally burden them with any kind of weight. So who should you be doing it? It's not your network, but it's your network's network. It's who your first degree connections know. Hence the power of LinkedIn, because if you haven't noticed on LinkedIn, with anyone that you're connected with, that's your first degree, you can see on LinkedIn whether someone is your second or third degree. It's like right above or below their icons when you post something or you see someone's post. It makes it so easy to connect with people. And I've got a little screenshot here. We're going to be doing a little case study about working potentially with the Veteran Affairs because it's such a large organization and there's so many people. But when I type that in as an organization, you can see that actually who it recommends for people is the second degree connections, which I thought was so interesting. And it's actually pretty smart of LinkedIn. They're actually using the research to back up who should you connect with. Because I can guarantee you, I'm connected to at least quite a few dozen first degree people at this organization. But when you type in the organization that you're wanting to connect with, who should you connect with? Yes, of course, it's anybody and everybody, but it's what's called weak ties and strong ties. Your strong ties are those emotional people. I'm sorry, not emotional. The strong ties are your first degree network. It's the people that know you, trust you, like you, and would feel hurt if they recommended something and it didn't work out for you. Weak ties are your second and third degree connections on LinkedIn. They are the people that know about opportunities and are willing to recommend you to them and not feel burdened whether you succeed or not. So who should you connect with? Second and third degree. Now, what do you say? So we've talked about why networking is powerful. We've talked about how to approach it, which is giving value first. And we talked about who you should connect with, which is your second and your third degree. So what the blippity blip do you say? How do you approach these people? How do you get them to like you? There are a lot of different ways of going about this. The easiest and best way is to go simple. In the world of sales and marketing, there's this rule, and it's not a, it's more like a guideline than a rule, is the rule of 7, where you have to be introduced something 7 times before you make a decision about something. That's why we have advertisements. That's why we see so many ads. My wife and I were just watching a TV show last night where their ad system is so messed up and they show the same ad 4 times in a row, multiple times during an episode. It was painful. But now I know this political pundit and his ad. I know him very well because I've heard it so many times. But the point is that the best thing that you can do when connecting with people on LinkedIn, and that's where I would recommend people you connect with them, is that you interact with those that are interacting. Those who are posting, commenting, doing some sort of activity on LinkedIn. What do you say? You start the conversation. You look at what they're commenting on, you look at what they're saying, and you respond to that maybe on the social post that you see, or you can bring that, in a private message and connect with that person and send them a message. What you don't do is you don't ask for anything. Don't ask for a favor. Don't ask for a phone call. Don't ask for that. Have the conversation there and simply begin. Now, if they aren't interacting on LinkedIn, I'll give you a really quick and easy template to use for any situation. So you've identified the person that you want to connect with. Let's even say that they're a manager at a company and you know you want to work for this company. You feel confident about it, and you're wanting to talk to this person. Well, ultimately, a phone call is a way better approach. But for those introverted, those that think that's terrifying, let's start with LinkedIn. They haven't posted anything. They don't look active on LinkedIn. It's probably not looking good at this point. But what you can do instead is you can just send them a message, and it can be something as simple as, "Hello, person. I found you because I know you work at this company. I admire this about the VA or about big pharma company or this communication or whoever it is. Excuse me. And I think the work you do is really interesting. You may be really busy right now. You could push it and say, I'd love the chance to talk, but no worries if you're busy. I would hesitate even pushing that, but like we get a lot of pushback with the people that we work with, our clients. And they say things like, look, I want to be direct. I want to have a conversation with them. Why do I need to be coy? Why do I need to start the conversation about something else? Well, it's because it's a human nature of how to approach people. If you're in the dating game, which I'm glad I'm not anymore, it typically doesn't work to just approach someone and say something like, I want to marry you the first time you meet them. It's a little bit much, right? That's too much commitment. I don't want to do that. I just want to maybe get to know you first. So even just having an email conversation, a LinkedIn conversation, everyone's busy. And so rather than coming out the gate and saying, will you marry me in a first message, just see if they're active. Hey, I don't know if you're active on LinkedIn. Maybe email would be better. If you don't respond in a month, maybe I'll send you an email. I don't know. But the point is, don't ask for too much. Keep it simple. So now what I want to do is I want to share a LinkedIn case study on what we can do and how to approach things authentically. Oh, I forgot to show this message. Janjani, how do you network authentically when you can't connect with people in real life as much? We have some advanced strategies on how to do that. But I think what we laid out would make a lot of sense. So let's see if I can share my screen here. Woo! All right, hopefully you can see this. Yes, you can. So I've got up here my LinkedIn page, and I'm going to pretend, okay? I'm going to pretend a lot. And let's say I want to, you know what? I prepared for the Veteran Affairs because that's a company that actually quite a few people we've helped get into, and some people don't want to get out of the VA that we've helped get out. Let's go with a completely brand new company, and that way I'm totally unprepared. So let's say pharmacy tech knowledge. Let's say I'm interested in informatics. I'm interested in like innovation. Maybe I've got some programming background and I just want to see what's out there. Okay, so there's already some people. Look at that. My second degree connections. That's awesome. See if I can't zoom in here a little more. There we go. So we've got some people here. And look at that. We've even got some companies. I'm going to imagine that this is what I want. Pharmacy technology resource. Absolutely. Okay. I'm just going to do a double check, make sure you guys see my screen. Yeah, it looks like it. So I want to work here. It's my dream job. I don't know. But they're so cool and they're doing great things. They probably are. I don't know. but this is where I want to work. So they've got a list of employees here. Oh, awesome. So they list all their employees here. And the neat thing that I can do is I can sort it by first, second, and third degree connections. I can look at the different locations that they're working. And there's even more filters here that you can check off. Now, let's say I want to start some conversations. I want to meet some people here. So I could click on one and find Jasmine here. I could send her a message. What I would recommend everyone do is, okay, so she hasn't posted lately. Well, actually, let's talk about that. This shows you here whether or not someone is doing anything on LinkedIn. This person isn't. This could indicate a couple things. One, she's probably happy with the job. Most people don't want to be on LinkedIn. I mean, I think it's a great place. Lots of cool things are happening, and it's a great way to keep in touch with like what's going on in the world. But this could mean that Jasmine is not looking for a job. That's insightful. Means maybe she's content. Just making some assumptions. We got another person here. They have not posted much. So this is the director of operations. So what I'm finding here is someone with, oh man, 2 connections. I would not probably connect with this person. They were probably forced to make the LinkedIn page. But as I'm like looking through here, I'm actually seeing this one person here has moved on, no longer working at that company, which is interesting. Maybe start a conversation. Hey, I saw that you worked at this company, but you moved on. Oh, wait, no, she is working. Well, oh man, she's working both. Interesting. I would start a conversation. How is that going while working at this company? Are they being supportive for something like that? You see, I suppose another rule that I didn't even really touch on because of time is just getting curious. I have all of these questions as I'm like looking at these people. Who are they? What are they doing? Oh, I don't have access. Oh, these are like further than 3rd degree connections. When you get curious about who is working there at these companies, it begs some questions. And it doesn't hurt to ask a single question, but I'm not going to full on commit and say to all of these people, I would love to have a phone call. I'm not asking them to marry me. It's as simple as jumping on and getting curious, asking simple 1-2 word sentence questions, or even yes or no questions. And what the other thing I like here too is I found some people that I don't know, but they probably have like pharmacy and technology in their byline. The neat thing what that LinkedIn does for you is that it'll connect you to these people, and they connect you because they are active. Look at that. I don't know this guy, but he is active. He's been posting on things. He comments. This is probably someone who's a networker who, again, knows people who knows people. He's probably open to connecting with others and having conversations. This is someone that I would reach out to. Even though he doesn't want to work at my, quote, dream company, this is someone that I could see myself having a conversation. And who knows? Maybe he knows something about the company I want to work at. Maybe he knows someone. Maybe he knows of an opportunity. That's the fun game you get to play when you are networking. And so with that, that's our case study. There's so much more to dive in here. There's advanced strategies. There's a whole system that we have about tracking your consistency with networking. If you are someone who as a client working with us, you have access to that. It is in our content library. Be sure to get it because it's very valuable and it's something that you should have in your career portfolio for the remainder of your career. But all of this, I hope, leads you to an opportunity. The amazing thing about your network is that it's truly life-changing who you know because of who they know and how they can connect you. This is not something that needs to be rocket science. It needs to be something that is added into your career and builds value over time. If you feel like you don't know anybody, then you probably feel the same exact way as those 50 and 60-year-olds that haven't saved a penny in their life. They probably feel like they're starting from scratch. That is okay. It's okay to be there, but it's not okay to stay there. You don't want to go there, and you don't want to go forward without a plan, without a lot of insight, because you're probably going to waste a lot of time. So why not make a shortcut? Why not work with the pros? Hey, that's us. Because whether you think you can or you can't, you're probably right. When you work with some pros like us, we make that faster. In fact, I haven't announced it yet, but it's going to be next week. We have, for the first time ever, our success report. And this is a report of the pharmacists that we've helped, where they used to work and where they work now, and how quickly they got into it. Very excited to share that. But they got there because of our program. And so if you would like to work with us, I would encourage you to schedule a time and chat. I'm going to put this in the chat if you'd like to talk with one of our career advisors. We have 2 career advisors, Tamar and Eric. They're wonderful people. And they can really assess where you're at in your career, where you want to go next, and what would be the quickest way to do that. We love helping pharmacists not just transform their careers, but their lives. I'm in the process of remodeling my office, and on my board in front of me, I have letters from spouses, from pharmacists, or spouses of pharmacists, I should say, and just wonderful notes of how people's lives have changed because of working with us and getting new careers. And the cool thing is that these pharmacists are indispensable. They're not at the job that we help them get into. Many of them have moved on to new and cooler or better jobs or better paying jobs, and they're making a difference. And that is what wakes me up in the morning, gets me excited. It's what helps me plow through the day when I'm running into some challenges. That is so powerful and so amazing. We would love to chat with you more. We'd love to help you. And I want to take any questions that we have. I see one question here from Lisa. Hey, Lisa. It's nice to see you. Nice to connect with you. How to maintain your network. I want to share. Actually, Lisa, I'm going to send you a private message because, Lisa, I believe you are working with us. How do I keep them remember me in the future? I want to share with you an inside trick. But I would, for everyone else here that's curious, how do you maintain a network? I would say keep in contact. But Lisa, I got something special for you, and it's going to be really easy to implement, really easy to do. But I'm going to send you a private message tomorrow. Thank you all for watching this. This is something that I really enjoyed, and I didn't used to. Like I said in the beginning, what I do now is really shocking to a lot of my friends in pharmacy school, because who I am now is not who I was. It's a pretty big shift. And it comes down to working out of the gym every day, being consistent, and that is how you can build truly a network that is valuable. Thank you all, and have a good night.